You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much of love drives a man insane. You broke my will, but what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Being the youngest of 4 children, with an 11-year spread, by the time I was born, my parents had firmly settled into family life. If I had to describe my parents, as I have known them, I would use words such as conservative, family-oriented, hard-working, caring, and spiritual. However, there was a time when my parents were younger and much more carefree. I grew up hearing stories and seeing pictures of my parents during their younger years, and always found it interesting how they appeared to be so different back then. I would have to admit, it was always cool to go around telling people that your dad raced for the Harley shop, but I'm not sure that any of my friends that knew my dad believed me. I wanted to find out more about what appeared to be such a contrasting lifestyle so many years ago. How could the parents that I know have been so different, so rebellious? Riding motorcycles and racing for a Harley Davidson? I mean, could you really get any wilder than that? Recently, I had a chance to sit down and talk with my parents about those long-lost years. Perhaps it all started with this. How old were you when you got your first motorcycle?
Around 17.
How much did it cost, and what kind was it?
My first one cost just $200 or $300. It was a 1950 125cc Harley Davidson.
Why did you start riding motorcycles?
Good question. I just something I wanted to try.
What did your parents think about you getting a motorcycle?
They didn't say much about it. I know the first one I had to get financed. I had to get Dad to sign for it, and he did.
When did you participate in your first race?
It was up in Missouri, and on it I rode a bigger bike. I had a new 1953 K model, which is a 45 cubic inch, and it's a big bike, and I rode it, and I fell down about 4 times, and after the 4th time I couldn't pick it up, so I decided to go to the smaller bikes.
How long did you race?
About 7 years, yeah.
Why did you stop racing?
Well, because my work, they discouraged me from racing.
You mentioned that you raced for money before. So did you race professionally?
Just a couple races. That's when I fell and broke my arm and had it in a cast for 9 months.
What did your wife think about you racing?
You better ask her that.
I'm going to in a minute. I want to hear your opinion.
She went along with me. She didn't complain about it. In fact, we took our first 2 children with us at times, and she I don't know if she enjoyed it, but I mean, she didn't argue with me about it.
Did Mom ever ride motorcycles?
Yes, she rode a little bit, and she rode in field meets and economy runs and stuff like that.
Well, Mom, it sounds like you rode motorcycles too. Did you ride a lot?
No, I didn't ride too much. He tried to teach me to ride the big motorcycle KH, and it was too heavy for me. I rode the little ones. I rode in the economy run, and they put like a pint of gas in, and you go round and round and round on an oval track, and bumpier and you know what, and the sun beating down on you. And so pretty soon the motorcycle quit. Dad come out there and he said, "How come you stopped?" And I said, "It just quit." But I was so thankful to get off of that thing.
How did you feel about Dad racing?
Well, it was okay till the kids started coming, and you can't very well take a set of twins too often to the races. I didn't mind when he raced scrambles. I didn't mind that. I didn't mind him racing at Dodge City. But I didn't want him to race for money, because I knew that he'd probably get hurt. But I was kind of glad he quit racing, because I didn't want him to race for money.
Dad, do you have any favorite memories from your racing days?
I think my road race, that time that I was talking about, I rode the Pirelli. It was a nice regular road racing bike, which I couldn't afford on my own, and I goofed up on it. I got it loaded up on the starting line. If it hadn't been for that, I possibly would have won the race. And this was out at Dodge City in the Ford County airstrip. I took second as it was, and I enjoyed that moment.
Is this the same race that you were in the magazine for?
Yes, it was. It was the American Motorcycle Association magazine. I don't remember exactly. There was a picture of the first 3 finishers in each race.
Did you learn anything from racing that you've applied to the rest of your life?
I don't know, other than just to be persistent in what you're doing and try to do a good job of it.
Mom, what is it that you remember most about those days?
I think the main thing that I enjoyed, I got to know Mr. and Mrs. Patterson, and they took all of us young people kind of under their wing, kind of directed us, and Jerry and your dad and Zeke and all of them went to the Harley shop every Saturday working on their motorcycles. We've just remained friends for all these years. We've seen our kids grow up together, and we still enjoy getting together, and we laugh about the old times. And so it's been quite a life.
Yes, quite a life it has been. From the outside, it may appear that my parents were wild, crazy partying motorcycle riders. Come to find out, they weren't so much different than the parents I grew up knowing. Yes, they wore different clothes and spent their weekends at the racetrack, but they still made decisions based on what was best for their family and friends, exactly as they do today.